There's been a lot of rumors going around regarding the main roster call-up for Toxic Attraction, so we'll see what's going on there. We'll also check out the story behind Kevin Owens' slight name change, Bron Breakker, and much more. Let's start things off with everything related to Toxic Attraction. So this faction first came into existence in summer 2021. Mandy Rose, who was already an established main roster star, received a call from WWE on if she'll be interested to make a full-time return to NXT. Although NXT has been known to be a development brand, WWE has been trying to give it a new identity of simply being just a third WWE brand. So putting familiar faces like Mandy Rose on the show would probably bring in more casual viewers to check out NXT. Mandy said that she instantly accepted the NXT offer from WWE, and how it worked out perfectly because she was already living in Orlando. So she would be staying local rather than traveling everywhere with the main roster. So she took the offer, and the role that they first gave her was to be a scout. Mandy would come out to the ramp and watch all of these different talents in the NXT women's division up close and in person. As time went on, Mandy found what she was looking for with Gigi Dolin, Jacy Jayne. She took the two of those young stars in, and they formed Toxic Attraction. Just a few months after their formation, all three women were carrying gold around their waist. Mandy captured the NXT Women's Championship, and Gigi and Jacy won the women's tag team titles, all on the same night. The three of them sat on the top of the women's division for several months, but Gigi and Jacy would eventually lose the women's tag team titles. Mandy Rose, however, didn't lose her title at the same time and continued her reign. Mandy's reign is slowly climbing up the rankings of being one of the longest NXT women's title reigns we've seen in quite some time. We even talked a few weeks ago about how Mandy's reign has even passed the length of Charlotte, Sasha Banks, and Bayley's title reigns in NXT. So she's starting to have quite the historic title reign in NXT. But the biggest question on everyone's mind is when we will see Toxic Attraction on the main roster. Last time Mandy Rose was on the main roster, she was a part of a directionless tag team with Dana Brooke. But due to her recent time in NXT, Mandy Rose has improved all of her skills and has established herself even more as a character. So if she was to ever return to the main roster, Mandy should definitely be on a higher position on the roster compared to where she was last time she was on the main roster. If this current NXT version of Mandy Rose carries over to the main roster, you have yourself another potential top threat in the main event title scene of the women's division. And the main roster will also be great for Gigi and Jacy as a tag team, because they would be coming in at the perfect time. The women's tag team division is being built back up with several teams and depth. So they would be adding a lot of quality to that division with their arrival to Raw or Smackdown. So what's the status of the main roster call-up? Reports all claim that it could be happening as soon as the 2022 WWE Draft. The date of the 2022 Draft isn't set in stone quite yet, but everyone expects it to take place sometime in mid-September to early October. That's always the usual time frame for the draft, so it's not that far away. When the women's tag team titles tournament was announced, Mandy seriously teased and hinted at the idea of Toxic Attraction showing up for the tournament. Then the bracket was revealed and they weren't in the tournament. But Mandy Rose did continue to tease the idea of the faction still having some sort of involvement in the tournament. Even Jacy and Gigi have been posting some gifs and teasers about a potential change being on the way. And everyone's guess is that the change they're referring to is a main roster call-up for the faction. Some fans are saying Mandy Rose is still NXT Women's Champion. She can't come back to the main roster until she drops the title. And that's not necessarily true. There's been several NXT World Champions that have appeared on the main roster in the middle of their reign. Go see Paige, Kevin Owens, Karrion Kross, Dolph Ziggler, and more. They were all NXT World Champions that were appearing on both shows. So this idea that Mandy needs to lose the title before getting called up isn't fully true. Toxic Attraction can get called up while Mandy Rose is still champion. Maybe NXT and WWE will benefit doing it that way, because maybe even more fans will start to be interested in checking out what Mandy is doing in NXT. Having the NXT women's title on the main roster, even for a little while, will be great advertising for NXT. And whoever knocks out Mandy Rose as champion will have a great start to their reign, because they were the one to end a pretty historic title reign. So they would take that title from Mandy and keep things going on NXT, while Mandy and the rest of Toxic Attraction turn their full attention to the main roster. So it might not be that long of a wait at all to see Toxic Attraction on the main roster. We'll see what happens with the 2022 WWE Draft. Speaking of NXT, a real-life power couple for the brand have just gone public. NXT World Champion Bron Breakker and former NXT Women's Tag Team Champion Cora Jade have recently gone official and public with their relationship. Cora Jade was the one who got the speculation going by posting herself and Bron Breakker sitting together at a restaurant. Then several days later, Bron posted a picture with Cora and had the simple caption of W. So the news took the fans by storm because these are two of the biggest upcoming stars in NXT. So they have the potential to be the bigger power couple in NXT. So it'll be interesting to see if WWE ever does anything with them for a storyline. But that may be tricky in the immediate future since Bron is a babyface and Cora is fresh into a heel turn. So any potential pairing or stories on WWE television may be well down the line, but not anytime soon. Kevin Owens recently went viral on Twitter for a back and forth that he had with a fan. A fan tweeted at Kevin Owens that he should be more original and come up with his own finisher instead of just using the stunner. That's when Kevin Owens responded to the fan, but in a way that the fan or no one else would have expected. Kevin Owens quoted the fan's tweet and said, quote, "No, Brett. I'm gonna start copying everyone even more. In fact, my name is now Kevin with 2 N's. And you think you're the only one that can take a selfie in front of a body of water while looking miserable? Nope." End quote. Kevin Owens proceeded to recreate the fan's profile picture by taking a picture of himself in front of a body of water, just like the fan's photo. Since the fan's name was Brett with 2 T's, that's also why Kevin added 2 N's to his name. Kevin Owens even changed his official Twitter name to the double N version of the name Kevin. So, just another one of those great and hilarious stories of superstars dealing with trolls. But what are your thoughts on all of today's stories with Toxic Attraction, Bron Breakker, and Kevin Owens? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.